Ladies and gentlemen, dear audience and partners, my name is Tamas Rettich. Let me introduce the steps in brief by which the Hungarian partner, TIPOS, has carried out its undertakings set out in the project. Here, you can see our duties. Within the framework of the new entrepreneurs project, at first, the Hungarian partner accomplished a language course in German language. During the implementation of this language course, the main elements of the curriculum developed by the project were considered. Certainly, it was extended by specialties arising from the Hungarian conditions. It means that this language course didn't aim the integration, but to strengthen such skills of participants which improve their understanding of economic, professional, and last but not least, cultural environment. In Hungary, the target groups were different. They were both young entrepreneurs and employees coming from mainly such Hungarian enterprises, which either cooperate with German enterprises or intend to do so. The language course, we realized, was able to assist a student of any nationality in increasing the chances in the German-speaking labor market. The lessons were held in the center of the Hungarian Association of Craftsmen's Corporations. The teacher was Mr. Peter Frisch. Within the project, our next activity was to carry out a motivation and creativity training in Hungary. The whole training events were held in November 2018 in Miskolc city. On the first training day, there were 33 people present, and on the second day, this number was 32. The purpose of the training was to give participants an idea of their own entrepreneurial motivation and to strengthen this motivation. Participants could discuss their business ideas within the group under the supervision of university professors who could provide them practical proposals. The experience of the training shows that the intention for starting a business is low among young people. They prefer the status of being secure employees. This causes serious difficulties in Hungary today. Our next activity was in the project to carry out an entrepreneurship training. At the 3-day training held in October 2019, the number of participants was 22 persons per occasion. During the 3-day training, a different topic was highlighted at each day. Day 1, information on legal obligations of business startups, requirements and legal obligations for operating a business. The instructor, Dr. Tibor Járni, is a capable lawyer with up-to-date legal knowledge and an entrepreneur who works for several either public service or private companies as a legal consultant. Participants were given accurate information on the relevant legislation governing the startup of an enterprise. Participants received information on contractual obligations, labor law, and their application. Excerpts from testimonials. In my business, the workload hardly lets me keep up to date with legal obligations. In this program, I got that. For me, it was very useful. It was said by a manager of a gas fitter enterprise, a participant. I received very accurate and easy to understand information, and the lessons learned will be a substantial help in my future business. A bidding entrepreneur, also participant. Day 2. Business economics, tax knowledge. The instructor, Mr. Zoltán Párizsi, is an experienced expert. He is a senior officer of the policy unit of the Budapest Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Participants received significant amount and up-to-date knowledge on taxation during the training day. On financial knowledge, the instructor gave not only relevant information on company taxation, but also on labor law and tax obligations. Excerpts from testimonials. At university, such information is given to us with little substantial value, but here I could complement my knowledge. This may come in handy on my exams. University student, to be an entrepreneur. Another one. In my business, I work with 10 employees. The information given here will help me widen the labor-related issues in my company, said by an owner of a small painter company, a participant. Day 3. The instructor gave lectures on management skills and on the relationship between human resources and enterprise. Mr. István Drimár is an experienced entrepreneur and an economist. In the program, he gave lecture on leadership fundamentals, on the social physiological aspects of business, and on the importance of management cooperation with employees. Besides the presentation, during the training day, there was an interactive teamwork in small groups, which was warmly welcomed by the participants. We had organized and prepared the training course in the spirit of the Training to New Entrepreneur curriculum developed by the project. We highlighted the topics which are necessary for starting a business. In the training, there were a large number of participants who have recently started their own business and are facing with the first difficulties in their daily business practice. Experiences. For young people, promoting programs to boost entrepreneurship is sorely needed in Hungary. We need support as well as a conscious follow-up system so as to record true results and to measure the number of enterprises which have survived the 3-5-year period. We need to know this data so as to be able to understand the younger generation practice in changing business forms and how they find other ways of self-fulfillment. As this training course becomes an officially registered adult training program, it is possible now to teach the whole or a part of this 3-day course, either at IPOS headquarters or in any of the 180 craftsmen's corporations in Hungary. Our last activity in the project was to carry out a company takeover training. According to the project's action plan, the next duty of EPOS was to contribute to the development of startups and takeover curriculum and to test these training materials after adapting them to the Hungarian conditions. The special importance of these topics is shown by the fact that an important point of the Hungarian SME strategy is the promotion of inheritance, company takeover, and the establishment and financial support of as many startups as possible. According to the statistics, about 30% of the craft company owners working in the service sector will get retired in the next 5 years. This raises the need for company transfers and company acquisitions more and more urgently. We decided to hold a 3-day training on company takeover. Due to the fact that the presence of migrants in the field of company transfer and takeover is not yet typical in Hungary, therefore we conducted this training mainly with Hungarian companies. However, it should be noted that the course was open and we didn't and do not want to exclude migration in Hungary in the future if a migrant wants to start a business, even in the form of buying a company from an older company owners. Before organizing the training, we informed our full membership, 180 industry associations, about 30,000 companies about this course, and also carried out a preliminary information campaign to promote the course. Among the participants, there were enterprises which intend to hand over, as well as ones which intend to take over succession. There were enterprises which intend to hand or take over succession within the same family. There were enterprises which started to deal with this issue, and there were ones which were at the end of the handover process. The basis of the course was also the curriculum developed by the project. The Hungarian course has a student book whose author was Mr. Salzman, one of the lecturers of the course. The first and the second training days were held by a takeover specialist, Mr. Zoltán Salzman, together with his colleague. The second day was supplemented by 2 topic-specific presentations. Mr. Miklós Fekete, from Pricewaterhouse expert, spoke about the company valuation, and Mr. Szabolcs Rövid, the head of iVentures venture capital fund, introduced their Generation Change Capital program. 2 of the 3 training days were held on February 21 and March 6, according to preliminary plans with a minimum of 15 participants. After the first 2 days of training, the problems caused by the coronavirus rose to such a level that the regulations and circumstances no longer allowed that the 3rd training day could be conducted in personal contact education. Therefore, we were forced to transform our plan and to organize the 3rd training day in the form of a live broadcast on the internet via the Facebook video page of EPOS. This was an unexpected situation, and due to its prudent organization, the date was postponed a week later. So the 3rd training day was held on March 27 by a specialist lawyer, Mr. Teofil Hajdan. who has been familiar with these takeover matters for many years. It was a great experience and a pleasant surprise for us too, that we were able to solve this video conferencing successfully and at a very good standard and in a high quality. And the number of live attendees of the presentation exceeded the 15 course participants. Since then, the online presentations, which are of course still available on Facebook, have been watched by more than 1,300 people. Based on the experience of the course, we can say that there is a lot of interest in the topic. Unfortunately, it seems that significantly more people want to hand over a business than to take it over. In the case of family businesses, this is an extremely long and complex process that is also burdened with generational issues. Coaching. The coaching process has started with the involvement of 2 lecturers immediately after the training, and the process is now slowly finishing. You can see a summary table where we listed the 10 companies which participated in the coaching and received help in company succession. These businesses came from different professions and are varied in size. At the end of the coaching, each participant prepared a succession plan. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, a significant portion of coaching also had to be conducted via video chat. That is all for now. We wish you all the best and to successfully weather the storm of the pandemic and its aftermath. We are convinced that the regenerative force, the patriotism of micro and small companies, as well as our mutual friendship, can survive every hardship. Thank you very much for your attention.